Welcome to Exam Sale. This voice guide walks you through the syllabus for the VMware Advanced Design VMware NSX-T Data Center exam and explains what to study and why each domain matters. Overview first. The exam is weighted heavily toward planning and design, with Section 3 carrying 50%, Section 7 at 30%, Section 1 at 12%, and Section 5 at 8%. Expect a mix of scenario-based and conceptual assessments that test architectural thinking, operational planning, and optimization. Focus your study time according to those percentages and practice realistic design scenarios aligned to the stated learning hours. Section 3. Planning and designing is the core of the exam and represents 50% of the blueprint, labeled hard and estimated at 45 hours of study with scenario-based assessments. You will learn to architect logical switching infrastructure using overlay and VLAN transport zones and decide when to deploy NVDS versus VDS 7.0 for compute nodes. The domain requires designing Tier 0 and Tier 1 gateway topologies for efficient traffic flow, analyzing BGP routing and redistribution for physical connectivity, and planning edge cluster high availability in active-active or active standby modes. You will also select uplink profiles and teaming policies for redundancy. Design for VRF Lite and EVPN in multi-tenant contexts. Evaluate DHCP and DNS placement, and integrate advanced services such as distributed firewall and gateway firewall, load balancing, site-to-site ISEC and L2 VPNs, IDS-IPS, NSX intelligence recommendations, federation and global manager topologies, and third-party service insertion for a complete enterprise design. Section 7. Administrative and operational tasks covers 30% of the exam, is medium difficulty, and requires about 30 hours of study with conceptual and scenario-based assessments. This domain teaches governance and resource management, including role-based access control, identity provider integration, security permissions, backup and restore procedures for NSX manager clusters, auditing and compliance reporting, certificate management strategies, and resource quotas for logical objects. On the operations side, you will design centralized logging with syslog and log insight, incorporate IPFix and port mirroring for packet visibility, define SNMP and health monitoring requirements, utilize vRealize network insight for flow analysis, design automated lifecycle workflows with VRSLCM, and configure dashboards and alerts for proactive operations. The goal is to ensure you can specify operational requirements that align with ongoing management, governance, and monitoring needs in production. Section 1. Architecture and Technologies accounts for 12%, is medium difficulty, and suggests about 20 hours of study with conceptual and scenario-based assessments. In this area you will analyze the management, control, and data plane interactions and explain Geneva encapsulation and tunnel endpoint behavior during overlay operations. You will differentiate transport node architectures across ESXi, KVM, and bare metal, understand edge node cluster requirements, and describe the role of NSX manager and global manager in federation. Practical packet walk scenarios for east-west and north-south traffic will teach you how architecture choices affect traffic flow and troubleshooting. Section 5. Performance tuning, optimization, and upgrades is 8% of the exam, medium difficulty, and recommended at 15 hours of study with conceptual and scenario-based assessments. You will evaluate edge node sizing and match small, medium, and large profiles to throughput and service needs, and learn performance optimizations using DPDK, RSS, and Geneva offload capabilities. The syllabus covers multi-TEP and load-balanced TEP designs, migration planning from NSX data center for vSphere to NSX-T, using the upgrade coordinator for managed updates, and sizing the NSX manager cluster based on object counts. The focus is on designing for efficient data plane performance and a predictable, supported software life cycle. In conclusion, plan roughly 110 hours of focused study across these domains, emphasizing Section 3 as it carries half the exam weight and contains the most complex design requirements. Practice scenario-based designs, validate choices against the topics described for each domain, and combine conceptual understanding with operational considerations to prepare for the exam. Good luck, and use this syllabus map to structure study sessions and hands-on practice for the VMware Advanced Design VMware NSX-T Data Center exam.